I've been on Wegovy, Zepbound, compounded Semaglutide, and compounded Tirzepatide. And if you're trying to decide which GLP-1 medications is actually worth it, I'm here to share my real experience, including side effects, weight loss, appetite suppression, and cost, and which medication I would choose if I had to start all over again. Trying to decide which medication is best for you may be different than which medication has worked best for me based off of simple health and routine. But I'm going to be sharing with you which medication has helped me the most and also which one could be best for you. 2 years ago, I started GLP-1 medications because I had tried everything. I mean, everything when it came to trying to lose weight, from dieting to exercising, from starving myself. I seriously tried everything. And I got to a point where I just realized, okay, I'm putting in the work, I'm trying, I need something that can help me and aid me in my weight loss progress. So I literally discovered GLP-1 medications overnight after a friend introduced them to me. I did my research and then I decided I need to get on this medication. I started back in 2024 in July, so it's officially been 2 years exactly since I have been on GLP-1 medications. And I first started off with compounded Semaglutide. At the time, my weight had been the highest it had ever been. I got up to 229 pounds, almost 230 pounds. And I remember the day stepping on the scale at 229 and saying to myself, if I step on the scale and I weigh 230, I will literally like, I could not do it. I just couldn't even believe that I had gotten my weight to be that high. It felt like overnight that my weight just had gone up through being in a relationship, suffering with depression, and just having unhealthy eating habits. I just couldn't believe my weight had increased that much. I was able to get my weight down to, I believe, the low 190s all on my own without starting GLP-1. This was prior to starting it in the July 2024. Then slowly but surely, I ended up gaining that weight back. When I first started GLP-1, I believe I weighed in around 217 pounds. As of today, I weighed in at 170 pounds. So I've lost 47 pounds with the help of being on GLP-1. My total weight loss journey has been 65 pounds in total that I have lost. Crazy to think, because I look at myself now and I'm like, oh, like, I feel good, I look good, I know I can look better. Before I looked hedonkulous, like I looked like a gorilla. No one told me that I was that big. But my ultimate goal is just to stay happy and healthy and fit so I could be the happiest and healthiest version of myself physically. I feel like physically you have to be doing good to mentally be doing good, because when I'm physically not doing good, I'm mentally not doing good in here. And I really want to prepare my body to be the healthiest possible, because I do want to start planning for children in the near future, God willing. So when I first started compounded Semaglutide, I was only on it for a month before I discovered, hey, my insurance can cover this medication. So then I switched over to the name brand medication. And the first month on Semaglutide, I felt horrible. I'm not gonna lie, like absolutely horrible. And I lost absolutely no weight at all. Then I got on the name brand Zepbound. I lost no weight whatsoever in the first 12 weeks. Almost, it felt like I wasn't seeing a difference on the scale. I felt so defeated. I've never felt so defeated in my life. I felt like I just wanted to give up. I saw people around me losing so much weight. In 1 month, they lost 10 pounds. And in 3 months, they lost 30 pounds. Like, that wasn't happening for me. I wanted to quit. But I stuck with it. I didn't give up. And looking back, I made a lot of mistakes because I wasn't really eating the best. I wasn't exercising like I had been. I just thought, oh, this is a miracle drug, I'll just drop the weight. No, you gotta put in the work. So luckily my insurance covered my Zepbound medication, and I was able to pay absolutely almost nothing, just the copay for my medication, $25. Thank you, Jesus, for all of 2024, from July to the end of 2024, which was phenomenal. Out of pocket, Zepbound is over $1,000. I don't know the exact number, I just know it's out of my budget. If you have $1,000 to spend every month on a medication, on a drug, you're living it up good. But we don't have that type of money over here. $25 a month was all I could afford. So I'm so thankful that my insurance covered it. That's all I had to pay. And then going into 2025, my insurance changed and no longer covers Zepbound. So I had to switch over to Wegovy. I wasn't the biggest fan of Wegovy, but I did see results from it. After a while being on Zepbound, after those 12 weeks kicked in, my weight was just dropping and dropping. I was doing good. I was losing the weight. The weight was coming off. I finally got past that plateau and my weight stopped dropping. And then I started Wegovy and I felt horrible. I felt icky. And I felt like I plateaued more on Wegovy. My weight dropped a little bit, but it wasn't like being on Tirzepatide on Zepbound. I absolutely prefer Zepbound 100% more than Semaglutide. That is just my preference. I saw results with the Zepbound. It may be different for you. You may see more difference on Semaglutide, Wegovy than Zepbound, Tirzepatide. Everybody's body is different. However, I do realize on Semaglutide, my food noise has come back. Like, I remember being on Tirzepatide, my food noise had gone away. I had no idea what food noise was. I just thought people were crazy. Like, food noise, you're constantly thinking about food. It is basically a disease. I will call this a disease. Having a sugar addiction, craving food all the time, it's disgusting. It's a disease. And my mind was constantly thinking about food, waking up, what am I gonna have for breakfast? What am I gonna have for lunch? Literally planning out my entire day based off of food. What am I going to eat? And that is crazy because the Lord supplies every need that we need. And he tells us not to worry about tomorrow, just worry about today, worry about the moment. And I just, my food noise came back and I felt horrible. So I was like, I need to get back on Tirzepatide. But I stayed on Wegovy because my insurance covered it for a while. And I did lose a little bit of weight. My appetite was suppressed, not as suppressed as much as it was with Zepbound. Also noticed my energy was very low as well. I felt very fatigued. Like, the side effects, it's like, it got to a point where I was like, is it worth being on this medication? Because I feel horrible. Isn't this stuff supposed to make me feel good? So the biggest difference between Zepbound versus Wegovy for me, I would say, is the food noise and the cravings. On Zepbound, my cravings were gone. I had no food noise. On Semaglutide, Wegovy, my cravings came back and I had food noise. And also, I just lost weight like instantly on Zepbound. I just weight was just coming off after those 12 weeks. I was just shredded. And then it took a little bit of time on Wegovy. I'm not gonna lie, it was a little bit slower, but results have shown and statistics have shown that Zepbound is more effective than Wegovy. So, I mean, it makes sense. The biggest side effect, besides the food noise, besides the cravings and appetite suppression, for me has been nausea. And I have been so nauseous on Zepbound. Sometimes, like, when I go to bend down or like squat and then I have to stand back up, I literally am like, whoa, like I feel like I just got hit by a train or something. I'm so dizzy, so nauseous. I don't know if that's normal. I mean, I looked into it a little bit. A lot of people have said that they get dizzy like that, but I just feel like my dizziness is a little bit like amplified for some reason, like going out of an elevator. Like, once I get out, I'm like so dizzy and nauseous all the time. I swear I have really bad vertigo. I don't know how to diagnose it or like what kind of doctor to see. If you guys have any suggestions, comment down below, please let me know. But I do take prescription Zofran for my nausea. I take ginger gummies, ginger pills, nausea medicine, like anything that helps me. If you have any natural remedies, comment down below and let me know. but my nausea has been really bad on both Semaglutide and on Tirzepatide. More common side effects on both medication is also heartburn. I experienced a lot, especially after taking my shot. So prior to taking my shot, I always made sure to take heartburn medication, as well as being constipated almost all the time. To avoid this, I take fiber gummies every day, and I try to incorporate my diet as anything high fiber, because constipation and this medication, it's a lot. Dehydration, I have literally, like, my mouth feels dry all the time. Also, being on Semaglutide and being on Tirzepatide, I would say Tirzepatide, my mouth was like so dry all the time. Especially, I think that it's been a worse on Wegovy. Actually, when I recently was on Wegovy, I had to take a break and stop it because I just felt like my body was so dehydrated. Now I'm currently back on compounded Tirzepatide because I cannot afford the name brand Zepbound. I don't have insurance, so we pay out of pocket for compounded Tirzepatide. And I do feel very dehydrated. Let me take a sip of my water right now as we speak. I just started 5 milligrams of the compounded Tirzepatide, and 2.5, I wasn't as dehydrated. I was doing really good. Now I'm on 5 milligrams, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I need to take a sip of water like every minute. I try to, but I don't. That's why I feel dehydrated. Out of the 4 medications, compounded Semaglutide, compounded Tirzepatide, Wegovy, and Zepbound, out of the 4, I lost the most weight on Zepbound, which has been proven to be the most effective. And I really miss my self-injection pills. It was so easy to just click, push it in, and that's all you had to do. Now on compounded Tirzepatide, I have to drop the vial, clean the vial, make sure that I pull the amount of units into the vial and eye it and flick it, and needles, we don't like them. But with the pen, I never had to see the needle. It was so easy. So I do miss my Zepbound pens, and I did lose the most weight on Zepbound. I pray one day, God willing, I'll be able to go back on it, or maybe find or discover something that's even a little bit more better. I also pray, God willing, next year I have health insurance, because paying out of pocket is just not fun. And so that leads me to my last and final question. Which medication would I choose if I had to do this all over again? Obviously, Zepbound. I had a great experience on Zepbound, minus the nausea, minus the constipation, minus the heartburn, minus the dehydration, minus all the side effects. I lost the most weight. That's all that matters, right? Despite all the side effects, I felt full longer. I wasn't constantly thinking about my next meal, and it reduced the food noise the most. And that is very important to me. So if you are lucky enough to get access to GLP-1 medications, or if you're able to afford the medication, do your research and see which medication is best for you. I don't believe you should try one medication and stick to that medication unless you're having an amazing experience. Some people have no side effects whatsoever, so they say. But if you're able to try different medications, see what's best for your body, I highly recommend that. Also, if you are currently on a GLP-1 right now and the medication is working for you, comment down below and let me know which medication you're on. How long have you been on it for? I'd love to know your experience. And if you guys are new here, hit the subscribe button, because I love making videos like this. I love documenting my journey and sharing my process and being open and vulnerable with you, and also just seeing what's working for you. It might work for me. What works for me might work for you. We're all here to help each other out. Let me know which medication has worked for you, because all of our experiences are different. If you had to choose Zepbound or Wegovy, which medication would you choose? I'd also love to know if you guys are paying out of pocket, or is your insurance covering your medication? And if you're paying out of pocket, where are you getting your medication from? Because I love a good deal. And if there's something out there more affordable and more cheaper, I'd love to know. Until then, guys, I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.